I'm a really big fan of battery-powered lighting solutions, particularly for camping, and in recent years, around considerations on power cuts and so forth, I've featured a few products, a couple from OLIGHT, one being the Obulb Pro, a little app-based light, battery-powered of course, really nice for around the house, pretty good for camping too. But tonight, a new release from OLIGHT. It's the Obulb Pro's bigger brother, the Obulb Plus. It offers a lot of the same functionality, so again, app-based, lots of different lighting options, higher output, obviously larger physical size. It's got a nicer user interface, which we'll get into in a minute. But yeah, really nicely spec'd little product. Maybe not quite backpack friendly, but certainly good for around the house and putting in your sort of camp kit, if you wish. But yeah, so what we'll do is have a quick look at what comes in the package. We'll have a quick discussion on how it functions and how it compares with the original Obulb Pro. And then we'll get some shots of it in action outdoors and around the house. Just opening up the Obulb Plus, we've got the same style of packaging, although we've got a cardboard topper this time. The Obulb inside, just slightly less plastic, and an accessory pack at the bottom. So just having a quick look at the accessory pack, one welcome addition this time is the return to having a charging unit. We've got the instructions, and we've also got the magnetic or the metal self-adhesive plate, so you can have a little home for your Obulb. Just quickly taking it out of its packaging. We can see immediately the difference in size, and a sticker there just saying tap here to turn on, remove sticker before use. Just coming in for a close-up look at the Obulb Plus. As we've seen before, it is a spherical unit with a translucent dome on the top there, a slightly sort of rubberized plastic base, charging port at the bottom there, and on this model, as opposed to the Pro, we've got a very clear on button on the top there, which we'll get into in a minute, whereas before you were reliant on a sort of a depressible rubber base, which to be honest I found a little bit fiddly. And this is just a much nicer way of interacting with the unit, especially when you consider it's going to be sat on a counter and you're just going to tap the top and away you go. The other really big difference in terms of what you get in the package is that with the Obulb Plus, they do provide the required charging cable, whereas that was an additional item to purchase when you were getting the original Pro. Slightly strange choice. I know you don't want to have loads of chargers around the house, but you know, all the other Obulb or OLIGHT products come with their own charging system. Slightly strange that it wasn't included with that, but that now appears to be rectified. Obviously you can see it's a physically larger unit. So this is coming and measuring at 80mm diameter, whereas the Pro was coming in at 65, and it's almost twice the weight at 176 grams as opposed to 105. So a little bit of a difference in terms of weight. There's also a difference in the favour of the Plus in terms of output. This has got a max output of 300, whereas the Pro 240. So a little bit more output, also a little bit more functionality in terms of what you can get into with the app and the sort of lighting features. But to be perfectly honest, for my purposes, I'm more interested in the white light output, and certainly what is possible or what's achievable with the low light setting. So if you think about a power outage or some sort of emergency, I really want to have a light which will keep things going for a good while. Just on that topic, there is a slightly strange disparity, it seems, in terms of runtime. The Plus doesn't quite have the runtimes I'd imagine it should, given its larger physical size. So on the high output, they're describing a 300 lumen output running for 20 minutes, then stepping down to 180, and then 40 lumens over a period of 80 and then 50 minutes. So that gives you a total of about 150 minutes, so just sort of over, well, an hour and a half. Whereas the Pro at 240 lumens without any stepping gives you 2.5 hours output. So there's something slightly strange there. It doesn't quite make sense to me. Equally, on the low light output, the Plus actually achieves a lower output, which is good. Normally you'd expect to see a really high runtime on that. So it's got a 0.8 lumen output, but that's only going to give you 49 hours of runtime. Whereas the quoted output on the Pro is 4.5 lumens running for 84 hours. So there's something that doesn't quite add up there. But yeah, if you've got any insight into why that might be, do share that in the comments. And just moving on to the operation. So operated with a single button press on, stepless illumination up and back down again, and up. A single button press to take you through the various different modes. As I say, most of these, or all of these, are much more easily accessed via the app, but there's a number of attractive lighting modes there. You just see on my hands, you can see it's a multicoloured affair there, and we'll go in and take a look at that in some better lighting conditions. So just coming to look at operation with the app here. First of all, we've got the stepless dimming on the white light, all the way to the top to 100% and then back down again. We've got some of the interesting features. First of all, we've got the flame setting. Again, stepless dimming available on all these. Colourful. A setting called Aura next. And firework. Romantic. Firefly. Lots of different things to play with here. We've also got a colour wheel where you can pick a single tone of your liking. And the last one in the corner there is gorgeous. Then moving through the different settings. So this is the 1%, lowest setting, moving up to 50%, and then 100%. Confusing the cat there. Then just moving out into the open air, just to give a sense of how much light this throws out. Just going through a few of the various colourful options here, and then onto the white line settings to really give you an idea of the level of illumination that can be achieved. Well, that pretty much brings us to the end of the review. If you've had any experiences with either of these Obulb products, please share your thoughts and comments below. Let us know how you used them. As I say, they're not entirely backpack friendly, but they're a great addition to your camp kit. If you've got any thoughts why there's a slight disparity in runtimes, even though this is a bigger physical unit and I'd imagine should have a better battery life, do share your thoughts below. If you haven't seen the channel before, please check it out. Lots of torch reviews along with boots and denim and all that sort of stuff. Check it out, might share some other common interests. If you found this review useful, thumbs up. And that's about it. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.